In the 16th chapter of the Holy Quran, verse 91, it talks about Allah, justice. You know, the Holy Prophet said, always be just. And if you look at the word justice as described in the Holy Quran, what does it say first? Allah says, do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Generally, that's the whole Christian attitude, and that's as far as we go with that. But it seems in Islam, when you go to the second step, it says you start to treat people as if they were your brother, your kin. And if a person asks of you, you give of him. For example, if a person says, I'm hungry, and you have a slice of bread, what do? You tear the bread in half and you share it with that person. But if you really love Allah and you believe what you're preaching to people, then you can give the person the piece of bread and you ask Allah for more, because Allah gave you that. When we look at the people that we're propagating to, they're used to someone helping them, and then winning their hearts, and then they come into the religion. People to Muslims, a lot of people have told us to do the same thing. He said, win the heart. If you win the heart, you won 3/4 of the battle. What are we doing? How many of us have brought someone into Islam in the last year? How many of us have went out to the community and actually propagated Islam? When I say propagate, I'm not saying go out with some big signs that we're Ahmadi and we got some books to sell you, and some posters, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the person who walks by who is having a problem looks at that and says, oh, what is that? I can't read it because it's in Arabic or it's in Urdu. I don't have any idea about the conversation that you're holding. I ask you simply one thing, I need help. Will you help me? What do you have to offer me? Then on the other side of that, there are those of us who came to Ahmadiyya that I came out of college to Ahmadiyya. And before that, I had been a professional vocalist with the Ohio Players. I had no money. I was young and I was doing pretty good and I was in college. They said, join Ahmadiyya, my best friend. I won't go through the story, but become an Ahmadiyya. The first thing I did when I became an Ahmadiyya, I gave away all of my clothes, all the shoes, all of everything I had materialistic I gave away and started wearing kameez and shalom. I would go to college with kameez and shalom. And I remember one time some of my friends were saying, oh, Aminullah, you used to be a singer, and they got a bit of money together. And you gave up the Cadillac, you gave up the clothes, you gave up this or that. Simply because someone told you that if you became Muslim or Ahmadi, that you would be rewarded and go to heaven. I said, yeah. Let me tell you, or let me ask you, what if you die tomorrow and you find out there is no heaven and there is no hell? I said, alhamdulillah, I'm saying, I don't have to worry about being burned or one way or the other, it's over. I said, but let me ask you a question. If you don't believe in heaven and hell, and you have done nothing to purify your soul or serve God's creation, and you die tomorrow, and you wake up, and there is a heaven and a hell, and you're going to be judged, where will you be? What will happen to you? And you surely can't come back and change it. That struck a chord in a lot of my students because they thought about that. Oh, if there really is, what would happen to me? Those kinds of answers to practical questions, when people ask you about Islam and Ahmadiyya, are the kind of questions most Americans will deal with. What we need to do, you young people need to do, is remember one thing. The verse in the Holy Quran that Paul that says, hold on to the rope of Allah and be not divided. Remember when you want to break in the pit, and it calls enmity upon you. You have enmity upon you. And Allah wants you together. If we look at that and use justice in trying to bring it about, and look at ourselves for who we really are, human beings, Ahmadi. I don't care what your status is. It matters less to me. You could be the most richest man, most powerful man in the world, but if you don't love God, if you don't live by what you say you were as an Ahmadi, you're just another brother to me, and that's how I feel about that. We have to come together. And in Dayton, I'm looking at my right, I was looking at the man because he may lead me here. In Dayton, we're trying to do that now. It's almost like sensitivity, trying to really understand each other. It's important, I gotta go. It's important to know there are people who have known me for 30-some years as Alhaj Aminullah Ahmad. He served the Khalifa, he did these things. But if I ask you, do you know anything about me, my education? No. Do you know I went to school? No. Do you know who I worked at professionally? No. Do you know how many children I have? No. Do you know how many people in my family are already? No. Know nothing about me. After 30-some years, that hurt me when I found that out. That means I knew all your history, but I had studied for years. But you have no idea who I am. So I'm glad to hear some of our young brothers say, I'm going to look at some of your history and start to learn that. Now, I don't want to go on with this. I don't want to kill a dead horse. But believe me, please, let's find out about each other and share that with each other. And become real brothers. Become concerned about each other. And after that, let us go out that door. With Ahmadi not only here where we learned it, but here. And you be the epitome of that you preach. Not that what you act like you are, but be that you preach. And in closing, I would like to say this. Chaji Zafrullah Khan here, when we were visiting one time with him, he asked Dr. Zafrullah, my best friend, we were studying to be lawyers. My guy here. And we were saying, oh, Chaji Sahib, we want to be lawyers like you. He said, no. You be what you can be. And he told Brother Muzaffar Sahib, he said, Dr. asked you to ask him, he said, oh, Chaji Sahib, I would like to be named after you. He said, I would name you Muzaffar. And he gave him that name then. But he said, you be the epitome of what you say and you preach and what you learn. And he looked at me and said, you be the epitome of that as Ahmadi. And I'm passing it on to you. You be the epitome of that. It is not just a philosophy, it is a way of life. And if you love Allah, you will then carry out the dictates of our Prophet Messiah, and you will be the best of the people in this land, and you will win the hearts of the people, both by your example and by the way you carry yourself. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.